future is not so black, isn't it?
I don't like it very much. No, I just. Yes, I'm gonna throw myself, and you have to catch me. That's very simple.
What?
I am about to jump to freedom. If we don't succeed,
You die.
then I will not know. It's okay.
And you, Miguel, as organizer, don't you think this is very, very dangerous?
I think so.
And
Very dangerous. I'm afraid for Natasha, but I trust these people.
ooh, they don't seem very organized.
They don't seem very organized, but they will.
Are you sure? Everybody's sure. Okay. Now the moment of truth.
If you are outside and watch your health, I will not say anything. Look at the camera. While you die.
Some time ago, there was a man called Fukuoka. Anyone know anything about Fukuoka? Yeah. He wrote a book called The One Straw Revolution and several others. And he suddenly decided that he was not happy with the direction that the science was going in, and took over his family farm and started experimenting. And he started growing rice and barley were his two main crops, without turning the soils, and everybody said, you can't do that, won't work. He didn't add any fertilizer. They went, are you crazy or what? He didn't add any pesticides, he didn't add any chemicals, nor even organic material to his fields, and he developed a system that produced at least as much, if not more, than his neighbours. But I would like to take you back to what is actually keeping us alive on this planet. It's an association, it's a cycle, and it starts right up there. The sun is powering the whole of this planet. It's responsible for all of our lives. But not directly, it's responsible through this tree here. This tree has a very large part to play, that grass has a large part to play, makes seed, and then, oh, we've got lettuce over there, or we've got something else over here. You didn't sow it, nature sowed it. Then you can, if you don't like where it is, you can move it. But it's about choosing our species and our plants very carefully so that we don't have to turn the soils. And that is really one of the main reasons it's about regenerating the soils. So when we plant trees, we're thinking in terms of soil regeneration. When we create raised beds and permanent beds, as you have done down there, it's about soil regeneration, about putting back what we've already taken out. And once we put back and the system starts to thrive, it will go on for millions of years. We don't actually need to interfere. In this particular type of forest structure, what we've done, our only level of interference is, I'm going to plant cherries, I'm going to plant figs. So we make a choice of trees and plants and shrubs that actually produce something for us. It could be a medicine, it could be a fibre. It doesn't really matter. Anything that is useful for human habitation, then we create these areas in the structure of the natural forest, but with very carefully chosen species. And in the process, we're regenerating the soils, which is why we should be here. So,
to present how the water cycles in nature, how humans interact with this cycle, and how we can optimize this interaction. This interaction is not necessarily negative. On the contrary, I think it's very positive if it is managed properly.
First time.
Yes, because there was a bunch of people that was the first time they saw the ocean.
It was a relaxing day, and we want to do this every day.
Please, say something about today.
Amazing place.
Wow! Yes!
Sunny.
My skin burns.
Salty.
Salty. I don't understand.
The word is sandy.
Sandy and salty. Oh,
It's a sea.
sea.
Ocean.
And what about that tank there? Is it to filter?
This is aqua. Let's see what they have in the. I wanna.
Se puede entrar, sí, ¿no?
The fish is producing shit.
Yeah.
And this is then nutrient for the plants. In turn, the plants, the media here is treating the ammonia that is produced by the shit, and it is safe to return back to the shit. So the plants, to the fish. The plants are treating the water of the fish and eat the nutrients, and clean water goes back to the fish. Because
How do you call this in English?
aquaponics.
Shadow for the babies. Shadow for the babies.
For our greenhouse.
Yeah.
change how the cities work and to change this linear metabolism into circular metabolism. So, not to go and look for the resources outside, but look for the resources in the city. So in this way, the rural environment doesn't have to practice intensive agriculture.
Which would be the first steps in changing this?
The first step is in our house.
A place for sharing things, you know.
If we have a garden, we can grow our, exactly, we can do compost, so that's the first step. And then we put different values on things. If we start valuing, I don't know, green spaces in another way, and if we put values on things that are non-monetary valued, like they are not goods. For example, if we start valuing how we feel, then all the prices should change, and then the economy will make sense and will support this kind of ideas. But for now, I think people that are implementing these solutions, they just have high awareness, but they don't have economic profit. For now, it's absolutely true. But more and more people are doing that, and once you have critical mass, then probably the economy will change, the green jobs will come, and so on. The philosophy. So, and that is this education and changing mindsets.
Yeah.
This project is about rural balance, right? But I think we shouldn't make such a big distinction because between the rural and the urban, because the rural is unbalanced because of the urbans. And if you think that half of the population live in the cities, I don't think it's its solution to move the people to rural areas, but to change the cities, so that the rural area can regenerate and recover.
Not only the problems are common, but the way to fix it, the solutions are also common. We all came up with basically the same solutions. Raise awareness, fair trade, reduce consumerism, and the triple R, reduce, recycle, and reuse.
We really need a paradigm shift when society is based upon certain concepts like our system's financial structure.
And yeah, I mean, we just go as far as we can. It doesn't really matter.
Think about how deeply your actions affect the world. You create it when you think about things, you create it when you express yourself, but the way you create it the most, it's, as you said, by giving your example.
You're watching, is this real? The whole movie is quite surreal.
Yeah.
We're all connected, everything's connected. We'll take this experience and we'll change the world ourselves, by our example.
It's good for our souls.